What's going on, guys? Welcome back to LOI Fan TV. And of course, in today's video, we're going to be looking ahead to tomorrow's game at the Aviva Stadium. Ireland do kickstart their Euro 2024 qualification campaign at home to the French. It doesn't get much more difficult than that, does it? France opened up their campaign on Friday night when they played host to the Netherlands, the side who were fancied to come second in the group, really two kind of heavyweights of European football going head to head. And France made light work of the Dutch, winning 4-0 in Paris. Goals from Antoine Griezmann, Deo Upamecano, and a brace from Kylian Mbappe saw the French romp home to a 4-0 victory, and it is really, really ominous feeling for Ireland heading into this game. You're just coming up against one of the best countries in the world with some of the best players in world football. Just looking at the French starting 11, that's where we'll start off. We'll start off looking at the visitors in this video. Why not? They deserve all the respect in the world. They go with a 4-2-3-1 in goal. Mike Minen. At the back, we have Jules Koundé of Barcelona. We have Kanate of Liverpool, Upamecano of Bayern Munich, and Theo Hernandez of AC Milan. Two midfielders sitting in front of the back four. Then you, of course, have Tchouaméni of Real Madrid and Adrien Rabiot of Juventus. In front of them, on the wing, you had Kingsley Coman of Bayern Munich, isn't it? Antoine Griezmann of Atletico Madrid. Kylian Mbappe, of course, one of the best players in world football. In my book, probably the best player in world football of PSG, of course. And Kolo Muani leading the line as well, of course, of Eintracht Frankfurt, but has been linked with a lot of the European heavyweights for this a move this summer. So yeah, their team is just star power, superstars in every single position, and it's going to be a really tough night for the Irish. It's going to be interesting to see if they do rotate, because I do think they will have identified Ireland away as maybe one of those kind of potential skin type games. But I don't think I think they will pay respect to Ireland with their team selection, because it is obviously a tough away day, or has that perception of being a tough away game for teams. So I think they will treat us with respect in terms of not too many changes from that Netherlands side. But if you think about it, like, they should be fancy their chances beat us with their sixth or seventh string side nearly. That's how strong the French are in every single position. But it was interesting to see French football journalist Philippe Auclair, who spoke on the RTE soccer podcast last week, and he described football fans in France as having lost track a little bit of Ireland. And people in France have this opinion that when they're asked about Irish football, they think about how they've had a few problems kind of off the pitch with the association and managers, a high turnover of managers, things like that, and that they don't have the same kind of pool of players to pick from as what they used to as well, which is potentially a fair opinion to have. And he said that, if he's being honest, Irish football has receded in French people's perception of European football. But he caveated that by saying that could actually play into Ireland's advantage on Monday night, and the French kind of might turn up just expecting to win and underestimate what Ireland can actually offer in the game. And realistically, that's probably the best hope we have of getting the result, catching the French on an off night. This is one of the best international sides in world football. They're going to be in World Cup and Euro finals for years to come. They're going to be challenging for so much silverware, and just the plethora of talent in the squad is just a sight to behold. And they can turn up 30%, 50%, and still probably have 90-80% of possession against us. And it is one of those games where you kind of have to just go into it with the idea of, let's enjoy watching these amazing players play. And if we get a result, amazing. But if we don't, so be it. We didn't expect much in the first place. I do think we can definitely cause the Netherlands some problems in this group. But for the French, I think they're going to win every single game in this qualification campaign. And yeah, it's going to be, if you can get anything off them at all, it's a huge bonus. Moving on into the Ireland team that I would go with in this game. Of course, I did do a starting 11 prediction for the Latvia game. I got a few bits right. I got a few bits wrong. Got the small bone shout right. I got the keeper shout wrong. Obviously, Kelleher came in against Latvia. I got the Bene Obafemi choice wrong for that Latvia game there as well. But I will jump into what starting 11 I would go for in the French game. In goal, I'd have to go back to Gavin Bazunu. I obviously wanted to play against Latvia as well, but I thought Quivin, not that he necessarily could have done an awful lot for either goal. I'm not 100% sure if Gavin would have kind of saved either one. Maybe the second one could have done something a little bit better, but he's not playing first team football week in, week out. It's been really, really tough for him, and he needs to get that move in the summer to really push Gavin for this number one jersey for Ireland. So for me, it has to go back to Gavin Bazunu, no doubt about it. The back five has been an area where there's been a lot of discussion about, of course, conceding 2 goals to Latvia, and we kind of looked a little bit leaky at times. So it is, we need to nail it down and really, really get it right if we want to have any chance of getting a result on Monday night. My back five, I would lean towards getting as much experience onto the pitch as possible. I know it's been released that Callum O'Dowda has had to pull out of the camp due to injury, and Robbie Brady has come in his place, which is a good replacement. But obviously, it's a shame because O'Dowda was one of the really, really impressive performers on Wednesday night against Latvia. My back five, Matt Doherty, right wing back. I know he wasn't the best defensively against Latvia, but he does have that experience. I think that will be crucial against the likes of Mbappe, just people that won't be overawed and overfazed by the occasion. I think Matt Doherty, I'd play there. I'd play Seamus Coleman behind him at right centre back, the two of them doubling up on Kylian Mbappe, because these French players, it's not as if they're going to be lobbing balls into the box and a big aerial battle. It's going to be more quick, fast, intricate play around the box, and kind of there's no target man striker per se, unless I'm not sure if Giroud's in the squad, but they bring a Giroud and maybe it's a different kind of game. But Colin Moani was leading the line against the Netherlands, who's kind of more of that kind of sporadic kind of winger, likes the ball to feet rather than head height. So Coleman in particular can get away with playing as one of that back three. He's obviously not naturally a centre half, but I like that there to kind of double up with that a bit of experience on Mbappe. Well, it might be no use in the end, but I think that is our best bet. And Nathan Collins at the heart of the defence, at the heart of the three, I would continue with there, and John Egan at left centre back would be my call for the bit of experience on Obama Dele and O'Shea, obviously pushing for these spots, but I would lean towards the experience on a night like this. And then I would go for James McLean at left wing back. Obviously was brought into the squad in the first place of Robbie Brady, and probably is a little bit better defensively than Robbie Brady, in my opinion, as well. So I would go for James McLean at left wing back. In midfield, then I would go for a three-man midfield of Josh Cullen, of course, has to play first name in the team sheet pretty much for me. Jason Malumbi keeps his place as well. A little bit got dragged a little bit out of position at times on Wednesday night, but he won't be that primary six. Josh Cullen will be able to sit more centrally and let Malumbi kind of go and do a little more of the dirty work. So I think that could work well together, them two as a pairing. That third midfielder, I definitely think Kenny is going to pick Jeff Hendrick. I really do think he will, but I think Will Smallbone will probably feel hard done by, and I'd love to see him get that opportunity again, but I just think it's probably too big a game for him to come into again. I'd love to see him. It'd be a really brave decision and a really brave move to do it. I'm not sure in it, so I don't think Kenny will do it either. I don't think he'll be sure in it either. I think he probably will go for Jeff Hendrick, as I said, but maybe a nice balance in between is Alan Brown. I really don't want to see Hendrick in there, so maybe Alan Brown to provide that little bit of energy in midfield and a little bit more of that kind of creative. When we're on the ball, Jason Knight's another option maybe, but I think Alan Brown with that bit of experience that been playing week in, week out in the championship as well, probably go for Alan Brown. I wasn't overly impressed by him against Latvia, but I think he knows how to put a shift in, and it's not as if we're going to have much of the ball anyway, to be fair. Then the front two, obviously Kenny was trying to develop that relationship between Evan Ferguson and Michael Obafemi against Latvia. You could see little elements of it coming together and little sparks and little things. I think that could be what we're going for moving forward. But I was really, really impressed with Chidoze Ogbene against Latvia when he came off the bench. He made an instant impact and can really, really run the channels well, will work hard. And I think him playing off Evan Ferguson will work really, really well. I would stick by Evan Ferguson. Obviously picked up his first international goal against Latvia, which was superb to see. And I think Chio up front beside him can drop in maybe into maybe make a four-man midfield at times when we're under pressure, and will work his socks off as well. Obafemi mightn't work as hard as a Chidoze Ogbene. I wanted actually Ogbene to start against Latvia to kind of try and develop that relationship up front with Evan, but obviously it wasn't the case in the end, and I understood that. But I think in this game, I think it does suit Chidoze a lot better, and maybe to see Obafemi come on off the bench if we need a goal, if it's still tight, etc. So that would be what I would definitely lean towards in terms of a starting 11. In terms of a scoreline prediction, then it's really, really difficult to know because you're trying to be positive, but if you're being realistic, it's a France win every day of the week. And I think it will end 2-0 to Les Blues. It's going to be a tough evening. If we can stay in the game for long periods and try and nick something from set pieces and try and keep them on the break, that would be a huge positive, and just see what problems we can cause them. And if you can put in a spirited performance and perform well, I think that's the main thing for Kenny, because I don't think France are going to drop a point at all really in this qualification campaign. They just looked head and shoulders above the Netherlands on Friday night. So it's going to be an outrageously difficult game, but if there was ever going to be a time to do them, why not now? A little bit of just a little bit of discontent in the French squad reportedly, and maybe they will underestimate Ireland as well, which would be super, and they might rest a lot of players. And I mean, you never know what could happen on a night in the Aviva Stadium. So hopefully it's a memorable occasion and a famous night in Irish football, and we have a Shane Long against Germany moment again, but it is obviously quite unlikely. But you have to believe that's what we're all here for. If you did enjoy the video, make sure to drop a like on it down below. It is much appreciated, guys, and please do comment down below with your scoreline predictions. That would be superb. Thanks mainly for tuning in, and enjoy the match tomorrow night.